Hey Vannies, how you doing? Yeah, so this video is about kind of like when you're thinking about it, when you're thinking about van life, getting into it, and I explain a couple of things, what I went, or I'll tell you a couple of things that I went through when I was doing it. I mean, before I got into it, it's been 4 months now in the van, but before I got into it, it was 3 years that I was thinking about it. So, you may have been thinking about it for about a year and you may not do it for another 2 or 3. It's just timing's got to be right. If you're in a relationship and you think that you only want to do it alone, you just think about it, and that's what you're going to do, and that's what I did. I want to talk about, like, what am I going to do with myself, hobbies, things like that. Like, people are going to say you're going to be lonely in a van, but it's not. Coming home to a van, see, I'll say it, coming home to a van, it's the same as going home to a flat or a house. Obviously, to an extent, it's a van and not a big house. But as long as you're comfortable and you've got everything in it, there's no problem. Anyone can get bloody burgled. You're more likely to have problems in a van, but I haven't yet. Touch wood. Got no wood. Touch me head. But that's, you just gotta think about what you want to do, and I done my research, so I didn't go in half-assed. I went in knowing a little bit, and I'm still learning, and that's the thing. That's what these videos are about, really, is if I encounter problems and things like that. And yeah, so anyway, first thing I want to talk about is loneliness. I'm so alone. I've been at, my mum said, don't you get lonely in the van? I don't. I'm happy. So, I'm not, every time I'd come back from work, and if I was in a flat, I wouldn't call my mates to come round all the time, every night. You don't. You go back, you flipping, make a tea, coffee, have a drink, whatever, have something to eat. You put a telly on or put a film on, and you're settled. But obviously you've got to find your space, where you're going to park that night beforehand. But you will know when you finish work, you'll be like, I'm going there tonight. And that's what I do. I mean, I've got regular places, one spot that I love. But I came back here tonight, but I don't think I'm going to stay here. I thought the sun's out, so sweet. It's going to be nice down here, but the tide ain't up, which sucks. But yeah, loneliness. I don't get lonely. I can be on my own, and it's not a problem. Not a problem at all. You do things, and what I've found doing this is you start your hobbies again, because you do. I don't know. I go out. I go for walks, but I don't. It's getting cold. I don't always want to go out, be outside all the time. I love the outdoors, but sometimes you want to stay in your van and just chill out. And hobby-wise, like, I play guitar. Not that good, but I play, and it kind of slowed down after a while. Kind of like maybe lost interest. But since I got back in here, I've been playing again, like every day, and writing music again, and that's awesome, because that's made me a bit happier, because it always used to make me happy when I used to do music, write music and that. So yeah, I focus a lot more on that, and like when I'm about, if I think of lyrics or whatever, I can come back, and it is something to do. I don't read many books. The only books I've read, well, my first book I ever read was Jurassic Park. That was a long time ago, and that was the only one up until about a year ago, when I started reading, mindfulness books, hippie shit, basically. Yeah, a lot of hippie stuff. But yeah, you find stuff to do. If you had a hobby that you don't do no more. I mean, obviously it's an indoor thing. You might play an instrument. You might knit. You might play ping pong in your van. But yeah, it is. You find things to do, and so don't worry about that. If you're there laying in bed like I was years ago, watching the videos, what am I going to do? You find shit to do, and you adapt. You'll know once you move into the van, after a little while. The first week I'd done it, actually, I was hesitant, and I came out, And it was kind of like, I was like, oh no, your natural instincts is to be like, oh, I'm going to go home to bricks and mortar and do my stuff there. And I did that a few times in the first week, and I thought, hang on a minute, this ain't how to play it. And you know, and I stayed as well, slept. No, just you got to get out and do it, and that's what I did. And you just got to do it. And I think after, like, maybe it's being scared, I don't know, but after a couple of weeks, you just, well, you love it. Well, I did, and I think if you're thinking about it, it's gonna be the same for you, to be honest. Um, and there's other things with it as well, like another thing, like the guitar thing. I used to train a lot in the gym. I used to be a fitness freak, but I'm not so much anymore. I've put weight on, and I do want to get it off. It's just the drinking and the eating crap, to be honest. You know, so it forces you to the gym, because I've got a gym membership and you need to shower every day, and I don't want to go with my parents every day to have a shower, so I use the gym. I go before work, and you know, that pushes you, so that's good. So then, you know, you start to be a little bit healthy, but I think that's the only part, because my eating's still a bit rubbish, but that's going to change soon, because I've ordered something and it's coming and I can't wait, but I'll talk about that another time. Yeah, so that's another good thing about it. It gets you in the gym, to be honest. Sometimes I go in there in the morning, I'm knackered, and I just go straight and have a shower. But then I'll train for like 20 minutes, half an hour. I won't go crazy. I'm not as fit as I used to be. I'm 36. I could be as fit, but I don't know. My laziness has just taken over. It might be the hair, actually. Since I dreaded my hair, I think I've become more lazy. It's the hippiness, man. Yeah, what else? I made a couple of notes down there, I must admit, that's why I'm looking down. But I didn't want to do that because I want to wing it. And that's what I'm doing, I am winging it. This isn't flipping scripted. But sometimes I just forget. Like when I do a video, I'm like, oh, bollocks, I should have said that. So I noted a couple of things. But yeah, okay, another little topic. When you get your van, it depends your personality, but it's not a doss house for your mates. You know, it's your home, and you know they got to respect that. Like, it is your home still. Like, if you want someone to take their shoes off, then you know it's your home, isn't it? I don't personally, but you know, you got to set some rules so you can, because it's a cool thing. Your mate gets a van, he's living in it. Oh man, let's go down see Jez, man, down at the water park. Hang with him all day, man, in his van. I don't know why I've done that, but yeah, you don't want that all the time. You don't want it. It's not a party place. I only say that because I had a flat once, and it was a party house, and mates around all the time, every night, and we're drinking, whatever. And yeah, I don't want it to go back to that, and I don't think it ever would, to be honest. I'm too old anyway. I don't think I keep saying that. I'm not that old. Yeah, so yeah, don't let your mates treat you like shit, and let them respect your little space. What else have I got here? Oh, I don't know where I've wrote that. You know, live. I think when it comes to it, you've got to choose if you want to do it or not. So you choose how to live the life. I think you've got to reassure parents and things like that, because even 36, you know, my parents were worried, and they do. I don't think it matters how old you are, man or girl, especially girls. You know, I couldn't imagine if I had an 18-year-old girl that wanted to go out and live in a van. Oh, flipping hell, I'll be having kittens. I wouldn't like it at all. So no, it must be horrible for parents. But that's the thing. You just do it. It's your life. It's your life. So you've got to do it, and that's what I've got in my head. You know, I'm not here for like that long. We're not here for that long, so I'm not going deep into that. Jesus. So yeah, I think just do what you want to do, and make sure everyone's reassured. And I think they realise it once you start doing it. My parents did, and oh, Adam's a bit happier, and yeah, they do realise it, and then they settle with it. And you know, as long as you don't have problems, I've had one so I say dangerous problem, but I haven't told them. You don't tell. Yeah, keep that shit to yourself if you do. What else have I got? Oh yeah, I don't know why. I just thought I'd add this in because it's kind of relative. Like if you were to meet someone, if you were a single person and you were to meet someone, probably you would have to tell them straight away. Really, you know. I'm not looking for anything at all. I just want to enjoy this on my own, to be honest. But you know, if you did want to, you're on a dating site and you know live in a van, I don't think it's going to attract too much, to be honest. So some will, you know, some hippie chicks, some hippie dudes, you know, that like this kind of thing. But being single in it is a lot better because I see a lot of people doing it in the States and they're a couple, but they're touring, you know. And I think that's a bit different. But working full time, both of you, you know, you and your partner or whatever, and living in a van, oh, it's just not possible unless he or she did it, you know, had their own van. Then it might be a possibility. But I don't know. I just wanted to talk about that because you know, I do wonder, and it's just I don't know. I'm going to stop talking about that because there wasn't much to talk about with that one. Okay, this probably should have been at the beginning. Actually, I'm going to take a drink. One sec. That's about downsizing. In my past, the old Adam is a crazy spender. I got my wages, bang, spend it. I just thought, saying crap, but stuff I wanted. I feel that I needed stuff all the time. Stuff, and you really don't need it. And I think when I came into this, it was only a little bit before. It was probably only about a year ago or so that I was thinking, actually, I want to really minimalise, if I said that right. And you know, I want to test myself because I've just been so soaked up in the whole I don't want to get all hippie here, but all the corporate all the big man upstairs, you know. I wanted to see if I could steer away from that in myself as well, to be honest, because I did buy stuff all the time and I felt like I needed it. And it's like you get paid, you're happy, really, really happy, and then you spend and get these new toys or whatever, new stuff, and then you're happy that night, and you know, a couple of days go by and woo, you know, you're back to normal. And that you need a bit of more fulfillment in your life, so you know, you go out and buy more stuff. But anyway, when I was growing up, I collected a lot of toys. I still love toys. I don't buy them anymore, but retro stuff, old stuff, mainly a lot of horror figures that came out. That shop Forbidden Planet, I used to go a lot in there and I'd buy figures, and I've had hundreds. I've sold some now because I've got an eBay business, but I'll talk about that in another video, for like a money video or something, how to earn money. Yeah, I've still got a lot of it. I've got so much, and it's in my parents' loft, and my dad gets pissed off. Oh, when you're going to get it out, you've got to sell that stuff. You know, I'm trickling it out. I don't need to get it out straight away. I don't just want to get the money. I'll just probably end up squandering it. So I'm trickling it, and that's what I do. If you've got a place to store stuff like your parents' loft or whatever, you know, that's cool. But some people haven't, and they need to sell their stuff. You know, they need to sell their stuff. So that's what you've got to do. Just sell it. It's good fun as well, but you'll feel good about it. You'll feel really good about it. It's still in my head, like spending, but obviously it's a lot less because I'm in a flipping van. But I've done it today, and I probably got the buzz today. I bought a power inverter, solar power generator inverter. That was 300 quid. So you can run anything off it. Basically, it's 400 watts. So say anything. You could, you know, 55-inch TV, PS4, a fridge, a mini heater, you know, stuff like that. Hair dryer, even juice maker. That's what I wanted. And like I said in my other video, well, I didn't want leisure batteries, but I'm not going into that now because I spoke about it. And I got a solar panel. I'm gonna get solar, man. I'm gonna get energy from the sun. That's so cool. I've never had one, and so I'm looking forward to getting those. I should get them in a few days, hopefully the weekend, so I can play with my toy. I'll probably do a little review, well, I say review, but show you how it all works. And that's 100 watts. But I'm not putting it on the roof. I'm really going to hillbilly it and just like leave it on the front, on my seats at the front, and let it go through, let it work through that, because it does work like that. It can, you know, it can still pick up the rays, sun rays through glass. So yeah, that's going to be cool. And to be honest, it's just easy because I take power banks to work, and you know, I charge them, take them to my parents, and to have that, it'd be awesome, just to come back to your van and boom, you've got power. Obviously, if it's a non-sunny day, then it'd be a bit shitter. But actually, the panel that I got is a special panel, and it's got this thing in it. I don't know, it's something about diodes. That it charges really well even on a cloudy day. Basically, there's something in it. I don't know all the technical stuff, but that attracted me to it. And the reviews said that, you know, it's a great panel. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty sick. Oh, what's it becoming? Oh yeah, to be honest, all this stuff on here is it's a load of rubbish. I'm done with it now. So what we up to? Still 17 minutes. I better shut up now, I think. So yeah, I know that probably wasn't that helpful, to be honest. I do sometimes. It's even though you're sitting here doing a video, you do get a little bit nervous. You do. It's weird because you know that you got to put this out, and the one thing I don't want to keep doing is bloody pausing it and blah 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 and bringing it back and cutting it and editing it. I want to make it simple because I'm so fucking lazy. So I want to make it easy, man. Yeah, so yeah, you're thinking about it. It's exciting, isn't it? It's exciting thinking about it. And as well, when I was looking at motorhomes. Like I've seen videos before. A few guys in the States, they're like, oh, I won't take the piss actually, but I don't. I've always hated, you know, they never liked motorhomes, and they've always preferred vans, and then they get a motorhome and they love the motorhome. Said, oh, yeah, I regret what I said. You know, I don't know what it's like to live in a bloody proper motorhome, so I might love it. I can't bloody diss it if I ain't done it. So I might have one in the future. Like I've said before, I love those big American Winnebagos. I'd love one of them. It'd be so sick. But they're massive. But yeah, so. Oh. Excuse me. But see, yeah, sorry. But yeah, you just got to, you know, it's exciting. You're going to plan it, and this is the thing. And I wasn't intending to spend it a lot. I was thinking about spending 3 or 4 grand. That was my initial. But and then at the time when I thought, no, this is it. Time is now, van now. And I had a couple of grand, and this cost, the LDV Convoy cost me 1,500. And then I obviously had that other money and some other money, and that's when I started buying all the bits. So I kind of went balls deep, to be honest. But yeah, I don't regret it, not one bit, because it's a practice run. I feel personally that I'm not going to rent, and that was another thing I wanted to talk about. If you had a partner, I would let them know I'm not renting. You know, if you're happy to rent again, and you know, whatever, but I'm not, and that would have to lay down, because if you meet someone who goes on, and you know, I think we should move in together, and you really don't want to. I've heard these stories before online. You know, you're pressured, ain't you? So try not to get yourself into that bloody situation, to be honest. I think I'm going to stop now, because I can really just talk about different stuff, and I kind of want to hold stuff for other videos. Otherwise I won't have much to talk about, really. Because it is going to get to a point in the videos I think I'm going to be like, oh man, I've had a bad day. And it will. But that's cool. Oh, fucking hell. I tell you, it's quite hot today. It's freezing this morning. Jesus Christ. But walking back from work to the van, that mile and a half, over a big bridge as well. It was nice up there, quite cool. See, I can bang on. Right, I'm shutting up. See you later, guys.